Hi everyone, Chris and Trobo here. Today we're going to have a little geeky fun. We're going to do some Internet of Things work today. I have a little wireless button here that you can use to click and make things in your house do stuff like turn on lamps, open up garage doors. In this case we're going to use it to send a text message. We're going to set up Trobo's hand here. It's going to be inside his hand, and when we click it, it's going to send my phone a text message that says, I love you Dad, I love you Mom, and Mom and Daddy were hungry. So you can imagine your child having that in Trobo's hand, clicking it, and sending cute messages to Grandma and Grandpa. So in order to do this, we're going to need a few things. We're going to need this little Amazon button. It's called a dash. And we're also going to need an account on something called Amazon Web Services, and we're going to use something called Amazon Lambda. I'm going to go through all that today during the demo here. And you'll see screen captures and the stuff on how it works right out of the box. So I have a brand new one here. I'm going to walk through the process with a brand new dash, set it up, and get to the point where I can squeeze Trobo's hand and get those messages. Okay, so in order to get everything set up here, I've got my little dash button in this box. And I also have applications here on my iPhone, connected to my iPhone. There are two apps you can download. One is the AWS Button Developer version and AWS Button Wi-Fi version. The Wi-Fi just gets you set up if you don't really want to do any development. It's sort of the casual user. I'm going to use the developer version, which also has the Wi-Fi functionality, plus some other things like being able to set up functions on AWS Lambda, which I'll show you later. So we're going to run that one. And you see I already have the first one configured. I'm now going to do my second one up here in the top left. I just press the plus, agree, and get started. It makes it really easy. So the box comes with a little barcode here, and they've made it so that you can just scan it and instead of typing everything in. So I'm going to do that. Grab the camera, let it focus, grab the number for me, change my label to something a little bit friendlier. In this case, I'm going to call it IOT button 2, and I'm going to register the button. So it's going online, making an IOT thing, which is a registration for the actual device. It's now come back. This is all on the local Wi-Fi. The way you actually configure these buttons is I'm going to open it up now. Here's a little easy tear label. Pull this guy out. All right. Is it spins up a Wi-Fi server for you, and then you configure everything on Wi-Fi. There's no USB cable or anything to connect into these things. It's all via a Wi-Fi server that it spins up, and there are the instructions here. So what it says, you know, hold the button for 6 seconds, and when you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's going to start blinking a blue light, and that lets you know that the server is up and running. And then on this page at the bottom it says copy and paste your password and then go to settings, because what you want to do is you're going to go for you're going to log on to the Wi-Fi network that it's making available, button configure me 826 in this case, and you'll use that to configure the button to get on your Wi-Fi around the house. So it's going to log in there, and it took the password. Now notice I lost my Wi-Fi signal. That's because I was using Wi-Fi to cast my phone screen to the video here. The only thing you're going to miss is I'm going to go back to the app now, and I'm going to choose my Wi-Fi, my house's Wi-Fi network. So just like you choose it in general, you're basically telling the device what your network settings are. So it can log on. It'll do that. It's going to log on. It's going to upload a key, do some certificate swapping back and forth, and get configured so that the device here can actually run on the Wi-Fi. You see it's got a little status button that's white, and then I think it goes green solid when it's all happy and configured to connect to your house's Wi-Fi. So you can't use it like a data plan. It's not like a cell phone. It's a Wi-Fi button. All right, let me reconnect here to my Wi-Fi, which I think it does automatically. It's reconnecting now, and once it reconnects, I can screen share again. So that's that. Let me screen share one more time. There we go. Go back to the app now. Now the app shows the button. It's happy. Right now this little Python is the one that I wrote, is the function that I built earlier for the first button. So that's already registered. You can see it on the app too. The app's really powerful. I'm going to add a new function now, like this guy here, and I'm going to say send text message via Python. It's 1, 2, 3. It's the fourth one down right there. Send SMS Python. So I'll grab that one because I happen to know how to do Python. So, and I'm going to punch in my phone number. I'm going to set that. Now it's actually ready to go. I'm going to hit set action. It's going up to AWS Lambda all in the background. You can't see it on the UI. It's adding in a Lambda function on your Amazon Web Services account. And I'll show you these. I'll show you how they get up there in just a moment. But it's populating all that stuff with a template. And now you have yourself a handy, out-of-the-box, hello world kind of experience where you can actually press the button and make something happen. So I'm going to press the button, and magically delicious, you should see a text message come up on my phone here. There's the press. It takes it a few minutes, if you notice. It's thinking a little bit. It takes like 6 or 7 seconds. I guess it logs into Wi-Fi, does its thing, and then when it's done, there's the message. Hello from your IoT button. So let's go have a look at that for a minute. All right, hello from your IoT button. Here's the full event. It shows you the battery voltage, the serial number, and the click type. I only clicked it once. Again, there's a single click, a long click, and a double click. All right, so that's fun and all. That lays out the basics for us, okay? Now I'm going to show you how it actually looks on the website. All right, so I have a few tabs here. I'll walk you through each of them. So let me refresh the screen first because we now should have 2 button functions, and we do. The one from this morning, or 2 hours ago, and then one from the one I just created. Okay, so the one I just created just worked out of the box because I got the phone number right, but I'm going to show you what it was like when I had an error too. So here's the template. It gives you some really good commented code at the top to tell you what all's going on. It tells you this JSON template. Oh, let me back up. So Amazon Web Services, you need to register yourself for an Amazon Web Services account. That's free. Just go in there and create yourself one. Just Google Amazon Web Services and you'll find it. And you log in with a free account. And you're going to want to find something called AWS. So let me just do that real quick. We'll go Amazon, so AWS. And I'm going to actually type in Lambda. Lambda, without getting too geeky here, is basically Amazon Web Services without having to set up a server like you normally do with websites and that kind of stuff. So you can just Google there and learn how to get yourself set up. I'm already signed into my console, so it's probably going to recognize I'm already here. Yeah, I'm registered as Trobo, so it's already going to know that I'm here. So I can't show you that stuff, but you can learn basically how to start an account. Once you start an account, you set the app up, and it knows the account, and it will do this stuff for you. And then, if you'll notice up here in the top right, it says sign into the console. Okay, that's what I did a moment ago, and there's Lambda sitting there because I was recently looking at it, but you can also type in Lambda like that to find it. If I can type in Lambda. There we go, Lambda. And that's how you can go to what you see here, which is my console or my dashboard that I showed you earlier. Anyhow, so that's how you get your Lambda account set up, and it has this one little Lambda function written in Python, in this case 2.7. And you can see where it imports a few things. It does some logging, which I'll show you in a moment. There's that phone number I typed in on the mobile phone. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit and show you that a little better. There's the phone number I typed in. And then here's the actual handler. There's the event when the text message is, when the button was pressed, it calls this thing. It documents that it received it. Here's the message that it sent me a moment ago. Hello from your IoT button. Here's the full event, and it spits it all out like I showed you earlier. And then it says publish, and so it's calling their SNS server, and then it logs that. So notice that, let me zoom back out here. I mean, it's specifically tied to your IoT button. This is basically like a GUID, if you will, but your serial number that was on your box right here, that's what that is. And it talks about the functions you have available. So let me show you now what it looks like on the main dashboard. Actually, let me go back to functions here for a minute. Let me show you the first one. So the first one I wrote this morning, I made a mistake. I did not have the phone number written as I mentioned earlier. And I also tried to get a little savvy with it. Find the right one. Where I wanted to do more than just the basic event. So I went in and I commented out the message. And I said, I want to do an if-else event. So I said, if event, click type. That's how you're getting access to the pieces of that event. And it's called click type. Is it single? Is it double? Or is it a long? And it's if else, and then I just assume it's got to be a long because there's nothing else that can come in. And I sent the message, hi Daddy, Trouble and I love you very much. Hi Mommy, Trouble and I love you very much. And hi guys, Trobo and I are hungry. So if it's a single click, Dad gets a message. It's all on the same cell phone, to be clear. It's all on the same one. So this is not a very savvy piece of code yet. Keep that in mind. You can make it more savvy and send it to different people or different cell phones. And here's the click type. If it's double, then it sends it to Mommy. And then finally, hi guys, Trobo and I are hungry, and it publishes those out. All right, so what had happened was I had not formatted my Python correctly, and it wasn't working. I wasn't getting the message anymore. So I said, well, what happened? Their console has a cool little dashboard here, and it shows you when you've invoked it, how many people are coming through and clicking buttons if you have a whole bunch of them, and it shows you errors. Let me actually recycle through here now, and you'll see I had some errors. So I clicked on the errors link, and I got this nice little management console, sorry, on this one here, and it showed on the left what they call CloudWatch, I guess, but effectively is all the events and stuff that had happened, including the logs. So I went back through the logs, trying to figure out what was going on. And certainly enough, global name click type is not defined. I had not formatted my string properly. I said event click time here, click type here, and I hadn't actually put like single quotes around it. So that was my mistake. I fixed that, went back, pushed the button again instantly, and it successfully got to my phone. So the next thing we're going to do now is the fun part. We're going to take the button. I've taken Trobo's pouch here in the back, and I use a little seam ripper and open up his pocket. I want to run the little IOT button down his arm. I'll probably text myself a couple of times on accident getting this thing into his hand. Alright, so now Trobo has his button in his hand. It's a bit of a big button. I've done an experiment with something called a flick, and the flick fits really well into Trobo's hand. I'll show you guys that in a different video at some point. But here we are. Trobo has the button in his hand now. You can close his pouch up. And he's ready to go. So now I'm going to show you what it looks like on my phone with the 3 different clicks. Okay, so now we're looking back at my phone one more time. I have my Trobo with his hand, and you can see the flick in there. There we go. So the first I'm going to do is a single click. One single click takes about 6 seconds, so it's kind of slow, but it's getting online, and it's sending the message to the Lambda service, and then it comes back with a text message to my phone. In this case, the message is, hi Daddy, Trobo and I love you very much. Okay? Now I'm going to double click it, like that, and it takes a few seconds, and then it's going to send the new message to me, which is the one I wrote for Mommy. Hi Mommy, Trobo and I love you very much. And then finally, we're going to press and hold. 1, 2, 3. Let that one go. It's taking a moment to go through the service, and then it sends a text message to me that says, hi guys, Trobo and I are hungry. Of course, they're all coming from the same place, and if you notice, I actually made a little account here that says Trobo because it all seems to come from the same SNS number. And there you have it. With an Internet of Things device and a little bit of code, you too can make your Trobo send cute messages to Grandma, Grandpa, Mom, and Dad with the click of a button. If you do anything fun like that with IoT, send us a message to info@mytrobo.com. We'd love to hear all about it.